Hey guys, how's it going? In today's video, I'll be talking about Google Ads versus Facebook Ads for e-commerce, and I'll show you how to decide which one to use. I'm Daryl, I'm the founder of BigFlare.com, and I'm an e-commerce paid traffic specialist. And at my agency BigFlare, we spend over $1 million per month on paid traffic for e-commerce. In this video, I'm going to give you an easy to understand summary of the differences between Google Ads and Facebook Ads. There's actually no right answer to the question, should I use Google or Facebook ads for my e-com store? As with most things in e-commerce, the real answer is, it depends. So today I'll teach you what it depends on so that you can answer the question for yourself. Before we get into that though, let me ask you, which one are you currently using? Or are you using both? Or maybe you're using neither and wondering which one you should start with. Let me know in the comments below. Alright, so let's get into it. Now, before we get into the nitty-gritty of Google Ads versus Facebook Ads for e-commerce, we first need to talk about the AIDA marketing funnel. Okay, so if you're watching this video, you probably already know what I'm talking about. But let's go over it one more time to make sure that we're on the same page here. AIDA stands for awareness, interest, desire, action. It describes the various phases of the customer's journey. The first stage is awareness, where they become aware of your brand or product in the first place. Next, they might show interest by searching around a bit more or watching some videos about the product online. Eventually, they will have built up a strong desire to buy, and it's shortly after this that we get to the holy grail, the action or conversion stage of the funnel. Now, the reason I took the time to explain this is because one of the key differences between Google Ads and Facebook Ads is where they sit in this funnel. Put simply, Facebook ads, when we're talking about cold traffic, is primarily an awareness channel. If you're using remarketing and lookalikes, it can also assist in the interest and decision stages, but the main focus of Facebook ads is on awareness. Google Ads, on the other hand, is much more focused on interest and decision. You may sometimes see the interest and decision phases bundled together and labeled the consideration phase. It's in this consideration phase that Google Ads really shines. People here already know about your product or solution, and now they would just be Googling around things like product comparisons, reviews, shipping options, and prices. Once you understand where the two platforms sit on the AIDA funnel, you can start to understand the pros and cons of each one and which one will be better for your store. Facebook ads, being primarily awareness focused, means it has the largest potential audience. Check that funnel diagram again. There is a reason why awareness has the largest slice right up there at the top. It's because that's where the potential audience is the largest. Now, not only does Facebook ads tend to have a larger audience than Google ads, but also, if no one has ever heard about your product or solution before, then awareness generating platforms like Facebook are really your only choice. If your thing that you're advertising is so new and novel that no one really knows about it yet, and no one's searching for it, then there's no point in going to Google Ads. Google Ads can only target people when they are already searching for the products in your niche. If no one is aware enough yet to be doing that, then you need to first work on generating that awareness. Facebook ads is the better platform to be doing that on, out of the two. The main disadvantage of Facebook ads is that it's riskier and less likely to work to a good return on ad spend. The reason for this comes down to AIDA again. With Facebook ads being much further from the action phase, it means the conversion rate is much lower than with Google ads. When the conversion rate is lower, you can't afford to go quite as high on your cost per click bids. Going too high on your bids may result in you losing money overall. So while Facebook ads has higher potential to scale, it also has higher risk of burning money. It's the classic risk-rewards trade-off. Google ads is kind of on the other end of the risk-reward spectrum. In many ways, it is the opposite to Facebook ads. The audiences on Google ads are generally much smaller, but here's the kicker. They are further down the AIDA funnel. This means they are much more likely to want to buy your things soon, resulting in a higher conversion rate and overall, a lower risk of failure for you. Now, if you have a product that people are already searching for on Google, it's usually a no-brainer to launch Google shopping and search ads. The risk of failure is much lower, and it almost always results in a positive ROI, assuming your website conversion rates are at least in the same league as your competitors. Okay, so now we've discussed the ins and outs of Google Ads versus Facebook ads for e-commerce. Let's try and answer the question of which one should you be using? First, start off by doing some keyword research into your market. Use Google's free keyword planner tool and start punching in some bullseye keyword ideas. Do the products in your niche get enough search volume? By enough, I mean your bullseye keywords should have ideally 500 plus searches per month each. And when you combine the total search volume of all the main bullseye keywords, plus the related keywords that you can find, you should be accessing a total search volume that is in the tens of thousands of searches per month. If you have enough searches, then I would almost always recommend starting with Google Ads. This is because it's lower risk, more likely to turn a quick profit, and the profit you generate can later be used to fund your testing on Facebook ads. Now, if you do this, if you start with Google Ads, you have two options for Facebook ads. If you have the budget and capacity to spare, then launch Facebook ads as well at the same time. If you have the money to spare and your priority is fast growth above always remaining profitable, then go ahead and launch both Google and Facebook at the same time. If on the other hand, budget is tighter and you really need to see an immediate positive ROI, launch Google Ads first, build profit there, then launch Facebook ads later using the profit you made on Google. Now, if you did not find significant search volumes for your product or category, then that could be a sign that your product is either too new and novel, or it's maybe just not the right category of thing for people to be searching for a lot on Google. If that's you, then probably you are going to have to start with Facebook ads. The reason for this is that you're going to need to generate that awareness in the first place. Now, something I see a lot is that when you spend big on Facebook, when you are doing 5 and 6 figures per month in ad spend, what often happens is that your Facebook ads begin to directly impact the search volumes in the market. What happens is that when people see your ad enough times on Facebook, they may not click the ad, but they will remember it. And later on, when the time is right, they will search for it on Google and click there instead. So if you need to generate awareness in the first place by starting on Facebook ads, then I would also be looking at Google ads as soon as your ad spends start to climb. What may have been initially poor search volume at the beginning, it may end up being a little bit more juicy later on. So the TLDR of today is this. Understand that this question is really about the AIDA funnel and what type of traffic and risk-reward ratio you need right now. Do you need to generate awareness? And do you have a budget and appetite for higher risk and reward? Then start with Facebook ads. Is there existing demands that you can serve? Do you have a lower appetite for risk? Then start with Google ads. Whatever you start with, if you really want to profit maximize, just remember that ideally you probably want to be running both profitably. Profitable Google ads plus profitable Facebook ads is more profit overall. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions about any of this, and I promise I will reply to each and every one. If you want to learn how to grow your e-commerce store using paid traffic, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon right now. And if you want to find out a bit more about me and my agency BigFlare, or maybe get in touch about working together, head on over to bigflare.com. And that's just okay. Nope. Google Ads shopping apps. No. Of the risk reward. Let's do the outro again.